Hi guys, I'm Sydney J. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this red ombre smoky eye look. It is Lover's Month, so let's get started. I always brush my eyebrows up, and I've already put my foundation on, so I am going to use my Too Faced concealer in Warm Beige, and I like to go ahead and put it under my eyebrows and also go ahead and blend it down over my whole eyelid. So I forgot to mention that I am wearing Lancôme, the Ultra Wear foundation in the color 420 Bisque Neutral. And right here you can see that I'm blending the concealer over my eyelid with a blending brush from Real Techniques. It came in a set that I found from TJ Maxx, but I love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do both eyes and fast forward and go ahead and go into the new Nude palette, which is what I'm going to be mostly using on my eyes. I thought it's Valentine's Day. The whole month is pretty, should be full of romantic colors, and this palette is definitely it. I'm going to start with the base color all over my lid. So as you can see, I'm just kind of going in back and forth motion, a little bit, a little circular motion also. But for my next color, I'm going to use Teddy. It's kind of a brownish blush, dark brown color. I think it'll be a good transitional color. So I'm going to do that a little higher above my crease, and kind of go in the same circular motions as I did with the base color. So yeah, I am always going to be listening to some music whenever I'm doing my makeup, and I love me some Cardi. But yeah, let's go ahead and transition into the next color. I'm gonna do Raw. As you can see, if anybody has the palette, I mean, just look at it. And I'm gonna do the same motions, but a little bit higher and kind of in my crease to start deepening it, deepening the colors. Yeah, this is like my second time using this palette. So far, I've really liked it. Usual fallout, but hey, get into this red right here. Is Sauce, is so badass. I've been wanting to use it. It's by Raine. The color is Sauce. As I said before, since it's a pigment, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M561 brush and pat it on my eyelid, because pigments are a little bit different. I prefer the color to kind of stand out a little more. So in this case, I'm gonna pat it on. I didn't even need to wet the brush. It's very beautiful, bold, and pigmented. And so now I'm just kind of blending it out with this Japonesque. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but I got this brush from Ulta. It was a few of the first brushes I used along with Real Techniques, and they're pretty bomb besides my Morphe brushes. But I will make sure to go ahead and list the name of this brush and all the other brushes and products that I'm using today, in case I miss some. Once again, because this is a pigment, you kind of got to be careful. Of course, there's going to be some leave out, but I'm kind of trying to pack it in and then blend it out. So I'm going to go back on top of the colors. And I'm going to blend it back out. And I use the same brush, but I have 3 different brushes. The Morphe M513 is definitely one of my staple brushes, so I've just been blending with that one. And yeah, make sure though, for each color that I've been using a clean brush. When it comes to certain colors, especially the red blending, the different purples and the new blushes, I try not to use the same brush, but I have been going back in. As you can see right now, I'm going back in with the red. And right now I'm gonna go in with my finger and just kind of press more on top of the pigment, because I really want the red to show up more right at my lash line. So I kind of unknowingly tap my brush every time I put it in eyeshadow. I don't know, but you know, it's just kind of so the fallout won't go all over my eye and face, because I put my foundation on first. Sometimes I switch it up, but you know, I'm using Love Bite now in my crease to kind of darken it up. The Love Bite is a purplish color. I think it's going to be really pretty in transitioning. And I'm going to go back in and do some more of the pigment. I'm going to go ahead and probably do the other eye. So what I'm going to do is to take my new brow dip by More Beauty, and she also provided me a cute little brush, so you guys gotta go get one. I'm using chocolate today. My brows are kind of dark, but I've noticed that if I go just a little lighter than the actual, you know, my actual eyebrow, they end up looking better, because my eyebrows are kind of in between. So anyway, I take a little and I put it in the cap, and that's the key about pomades. You know, everybody likes their brows differently. I like mine to look a little bit more natural, but yet defined. So I mean, as far as when you're putting the concealer on, it doesn't really matter, like, because eventually you're gonna go over your brows, as long as you get them pretty close to the shape you want them at the bottom. I always end up kind of reshaping them. So you ever notice that you're really quiet when you're doing your brows? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this red pigment in my nose, but you know, I'll get it out eventually. So now I'm just kind of gonna clean up my brow. Sometimes, you know, you can make your brow a little too thick, a little too thin. I'm just kind of gonna go back at the top with Teddy in the base, as you see here. And now I'm gonna use my concealer. I also have another Too Faced concealer, but that one is now in sand, and so I'm addicted to Too Faced right now as far as their concealers. I still haven't tried the Fenty Beauty one. Yes, I remember that little red pigment I was talking about. That's on my list next. Clean that up right there too. And try to cover the mustache. So I'm just gonna blend in now with my wet beauty blender. By the way, okay, I know it's a lot of people who know, yes, you're supposed to wet your beauty blender, but there are a lot of people that don't know it. So y'all, make sure you dampen your beauty blender. But I mostly like to bounce the beauty blender against my skin, if that makes sense. Kind of like a quick tap / pat. Like, it sounds funny, but when somebody was teaching me how to use it, they were like, it's gotta bounce. So yeah. So now that I've blended my concealer in, I'm going to take my Colourpop setting powder and banana, and I'm going to use my beauty blender and kind of dip it in there on the lid And then I always kind of make sure to blow it off, any excess, and just put it under my eyes, and my T-zone. I like to go a little farther down on the side of my nose, cause your girl ain't got a small nose. She got a schnauzer. I'm trying to make it look as small as I can without it looking Janet Jackson style, but you know. So yeah, get into this. I got some lashes from the hair store, you know, $2.99. And I have been noticing these online little boutiques getting these same lashes from AliExpress for like 93 cents and charging $25. But you know, now not all lashes that are like $10, $15 are not bad. I've tried some cheap ones and I've tried some expensive ones. And you know, it does make a difference sometimes. But I'm just going to go ahead and, as you see, blend in the same way I did with my concealer, with my beauty blender. Y'all see, I gotta hit this nose. So next is my bronzer by Anastasia in the color Saddle. And so I'm gonna take my very favorite angled Sigma brush. The brush number is F40, and I just kind of try to suck in my face, if that makes sense, because I try to hit the cheekbone. Right there, I usually go just a little bit above. I hit my forehead, and then I eventually get around and hit my chin, and then my nose and my cupid's bow. So at this point, I'm just gonna wipe off any excess eyeshadow that I see after using my setting powder. A little red was still showing, but not a problem. Now I am going to go into the corners of my eyes with this beautiful poppin' Crave Gold color. And I am using the Morphe, the M421 brush, and just kind of patting it in there. And now I'm going to take my Morphe M167 brush and kind of bring down the teddy color, and then in the middle under my eye, I'm actually going to put a little bit of the pigment red, and then just bring it on around. And I'm still kind of blending in the eyeshadow that's at the bottom of my under my eye with the Sigma Pencil E30 brush. It was a clean brush, and just kind of to give it that And I like to go back over my nose sometime after I've done my bronzer to kind of highlight it more. Always time for some good setting spray. Urban Decay. I don't think anybody doesn't know about the all-nighter. I like to also spray it on my favorite Sigma highlighting brush. I'm going to use the Laura Geller Illuminator palette. I got it for Christmas in Ulta. And it was on sale, and love it. So I'm just going to kind of put it right above my cheekbone and bring it around towards the eyebrow. I'm kind of mixing all three colors. I started with the gold and the purplish swirl color, and then ended up kind of doing all of them. But as far as for my nose, I try to stick with the gold. I feel like it highlights a little bit better. I like to do right at the top of my lips also, and right under my brow. So So before I put on my eyelashes, I always use some mascara. And today I'm going to be using one of the limited editions like Camera Action mascara by Tarte. I feel like it's always done a pretty good job at lengthening. And I always end up going back. It does the lengthening. So I go back in with a different mascara for volume. So I've put my duo glue on, and I always like to get that glue with the stick, by the way. I'm going to stick this sucker on. I don't use any special contraptions. I just literally line my lash up. I might use these tweezers right here every now and then, but for the most part, I just lay the lash on my line. So now as you can see, I'm going to take my Better Than Sex mascara and use it on my bottom lashes to give it some more volume. Sometimes I do it on the lashes also, but bam. Go put your hair on, boo. Put a hat on, you know. And now I'm going to line my lips. I'm using MAC Chestnut Pencil. And it usually is pretty good for my lips. My lips are actually like one's brown and one is pink. So I let the foundation get on my lips. So, you know, the color literally stands out better. That way I feel like it. And now I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid matte lipstick in Saffron. So whenever I'm using red in particular, I think it's just my Anastasia liquid lipsticks. I always end up like kind of messing up or kind of going outside of my lip line. So I always go back in with the same angled brush that I use with the concealer for my eyebrows. And I just do a little touching up, as you'll see here. It doesn't take much. And then I kind of go in again with my brush that I blended my eyelid with. Just to kind of give it a cleaner look. So there you have it, folks. This is how I achieved my red smoky eye look. And I hope you guys enjoyed my very first video. There will be more to come. So if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Instagram at I am Sydney Jade. Thanks.